What's going on, guys? It's Anything TCG, and I just got back from Tampa for Card Party 3. It was such an amazing experience, and honestly, I fully recommend that if you can make it next year, then you should definitely go. I met so many wonderful people in the Pokemon TCG community, whether that was attendees, other vendors, other creators, and I really cannot wait to share it all with you guys. But why don't we start at the very beginning? I woke up around 4 in the morning to catch a flight over to Tampa. I was a little late getting to the airport because, well, I scheduled an Uber and it didn't show up for the time I scheduled it to show up. So I had to order another Uber to come pick me up, and it picked me up around 10 minutes after I canceled the previous Uber. So I was on my way to the airport for a 5:25 flight, and I got in my Uber around 3:30, and it takes almost an hour to get to the airport. So I was rushing. I was definitely rushing to get there. Now, since it was so early on a Thursday morning, I expected the airport to not be too busy, but I was wrong, and there was a huge line that I actually do have footage of, and I was really nervous I was not gonna be able to get on that plane. But somehow, some way, I actually made it through security, and I ran to my gate and I made it on my flight to Tampa. As soon as I got off the plane, I took another Uber over to my hotel, which was the Water Street Marriott, courtesy of my friend Freckles Collects, who I was staying with for the weekend and ultimately vending with throughout the entire weekend. But I dropped off my stuff and I was immediately greeted by people who were going to Card Party 3, fellow collectors, and I do have a picture of the table that they were sitting at in the lobby, filled with unopened packs, slabs, singles, and there were these two guys and they were trading, and I decided to sit down and see what they had. One of these guys sitting at the table was none other than Freckles Collects. Really cool guy. He's a 17-year-old with some serious skin in the game, and he showed me this CGC 8 Poncho Rayquaza Pikachu, and we were trying to figure out whether or not he should crack it, which he ended up doing, and he actually has a video on CGC's Instagram where he resubmitted it. Sadly, he told me that he actually went down a grade and ended up getting a CGC 7, which was very unfortunate, and I'm very sorry to hear that. But what can you do? After that, Freckles made his way over to the hotel to meet up with me, and then we met up with our friends over at Progress CCG, and we had a nice dinner, and we got prepared for our first day as vendors at Card Party 3. Setting up for the show took a really long time, lots of unloading boxes out of our U-Haul, and getting everything ready and together for our first day. Not gonna lie, first day was a little bit slow. It was a lot of people, doing a little window shopping, doing a little observing of what was to come for the next 2 days. But it was quite slow, but I don't think I was prepared for what was going to happen on Saturday and Sunday, just because of how slow Friday was. Now, I will say one of the coolest things about staying at that Marriott was that it was right across from the Tampa Convention Center. So basically everyone that was at the show came back to the hotel after the show was done for a crazy trade night. There were people everywhere, vendors setting up, creators taking videos. It was a crazy experience. Like, it was nothing like I've ever experienced before. And it was really just like you had to be there sort of moment. Now, the next day, Saturday, was awesome. Like, that is the only word I can use to describe it, because so many things happened. I don't even know. I don't even know how to describe it, but it was amazing. Freckles and I started off the day with opening a Thunderstorm Gift Box, which I'll show on screen. It has a pack of base set 2, a pack of Team Rocket, and a pack of Gym Heroes, which we asked Danny Phantom to come open with us. Now, I had never met Danny prior to Card Party, but he was such a cool guy, so chill, and it was such an honor getting to open a vintage box with one of the biggest members of the Pokemon TCG community. So thank you, Danny, I appreciate it. Now you guys will probably see that video on his channel at some point, but I'll give you guys a little preview.
Danny is joining us for an iconic Thunderstorm Gift Box, box 3. $24.99, guys. A beautiful box.
How you doing? Yeah, nice to meet you as well.
Oh, we got purple.
Nick, got the Sam?
Oh, that's...
Now with my pack, I actually ended up having to voice this part over because 2 mics were on at the same time, so our friend Patchy, helping out customers in the front of the booth, had his mic on, as well as our mic on that was dealing with the box break with Danny Phantom. So I'm just going to voice over this part. Makes things easy. So the first card here was a Jinx, and you're going to want to pay attention to this because at first we thought that I had just messed up the card trick and that Jinx was the rare of the pack. But we kept going and we couldn't really figure out which card the rare was, but it was actually this trainer right here. But you see me kind of put it off to the side and not really pay too much mind to it. But you're going to see Danny here take the cards because we could not figure out which was the rare. So he's going to pull it out, but it was honestly really disappointing that a trainer non-holo was the rare because before this we had just pulled the Dark Alakazam.
Now I got to open a pack of base set 2, which was my first time opening a vintage pack at all. I think the oldest pack I've ripped before that was probably like Power Keepers when I was a kid, but more recently, I guess, I don't even know. I really haven't been ripping vintage at all, so this was my first time ever ripping vintage, and it was such a unique experience being able to open a pack of Pokemon cards that came out before I was even born. Now you might think that's crazy, but that is not all that happened on Saturday. On Saturday, basically our entire booth got bought out by RJS Collectibles, shout out Reed. Yeah, that was quite the deal, and I'll show you guys some of that.
No, you gotta record the coin.
Yeah, I'm calling in the air.
Alright, 14, 16, 10, Pokemon Go.
Alright, ready? Sales.
Oh. Negative?
Yeah.
There you go.
I ended up selling my Unseen Forces Cosmos Hallelujah in a PSA 10 to him. We did a little coin flip, 1400 or 1600. I ended up losing the coin flip, which wasn't ideal, but fair game. Now with our inventory basically completely wiped out and the deal bleeding into the end of day 2, we headed back to the hotel, which was as busy as usual for another big trade night, and something quite amazing happened at the hotel. And what was that amazing thing, you might ask? Well, Collector came in with a sealed box of first edition Fossil and offered all of the creators to open a pack for themselves. Now shout out Collector for that amazing opportunity, because in the same day that I ripped my first vintage pack, I ripped my second vintage pack, which happened to be a first edition pack, which I have never ripped before, obviously. I was sent the footage by Freckles Collects, shout out Carmen, and I'm gonna get to show you guys that now. This is gonna be my first time ripping Fossil. I ripped base set 2 for the first time today. It was awesome. First time for Fossil. Let's do it.
Oh, there's another pack here too.
Oh, there's 2 in there.
I'll hold it if you need me to.
Thank you. Got a Magmar, Ghastly, a little shaken, Graveler, Geodude, Horsey, Recycle, Mysterious Fossil, Aminate, Tentacool, Ekans,
Now I didn't pull a holo, which is fine, not everyone did, but I did keep the pack art from that pack. It is in a card saver, and here it is. I pulled an Aerodactyl out of an Aerodactyl pack. I can't really complain too much. However, since I did not pull a holo, I did happen to grab a lot of footage of other creators pulling their holo cards in the first edition fossil packs, and the reaction from the crowd was amazing. It was so cool.
See that? Gambler. Come on, Gengar.
What was it? What'd he get? Oh, a non-holo Dragonite.
It does look like a hollow. It does look like a hollow. There we go. There we go.
Energy.
Energy! Oh my god!
No energies in this set.
That Ghastly's a good sign. With that amazing day behind me, we went and got some sleep and geared up for day 3 of Card Party 3. But how could I forget, I got to meet Ando, aka Unlisted Leaf, who I have been subscribed to for almost 10 years now. I've been subscribed to him since 2016, and he was one of the first Pokemon YouTubers I ever started watching. So it was such an honor to finally get to meet him. I got him to sign this 20th anniversary first edition Holo Mewtwo, and I was also privileged to be able to record him opening his first edition Fossil Booster Pack.
What are we looking for? You're looking for
Gengar.
Yep. Or one of anything else. Gengar it is, alright, Sam?
Gengar Bounty.
Let's go. Let's get this Gengar. It's a Zapdos pack. Surely. Alright, this one goes down. Look at that first edition logo. We're going 3. From the back. What? Swing it around. Okay. I believe in you. We're going to Golduck. We're going to Seadra. Oh man, I reckon we got on the money. I reckon I see Shine. Krabby. Oh man, I'm not built for this. Energy Search. Omnimite. We got a Shelter. Psyduck. He's got a headache. Just like me with the stress. We got Kabuto. Recycle. I see Shine. I see Shine.
Uh-oh.
Come on. Holy smokes.
That was amazing.
Absolutely.
So shout out to Ando, he's one of the OGs in the Pokemon community. It was so nice to finally meet you, and you've been such an inspiration to me. Got a chance to submit to CGC's on-site grading. I ended up submitting a Zekrom from Celebration's Classic Collection, and I was really hoping I could get a pristine 10 on it because I have this Reshiram in a pristine 10 that I ended up grading with them about a year ago, and I really wanted the Zekrom to match my Reshiram. That same day, me and Freckles also ended up making an amazing deal with fellow streamer PokeCat. She came up to us with a whole graded lot of cards from Black Bolt and White Flare, Destined Rivals, and Glory of Team Rocket, and a little bit of Heatwave Arena as well. And the craziest thing about this lot is over 80% of the graded cards ended up coming out as pristine 10s. We made a crazy deal and ended up taking it over to Rare Candy, where almost the entire lot was auctioned off. I also ran back over to CGC to pick up the submission from yesterday, and I got it back, and I was a little disappointed because I ended up getting a Gem Mint 10 instead of a Pristine 10. I can't be too mad, at least it wasn't below a 10, but at the same time, I was not able to match the two. And with the last amazing day of Card Party 3 coming to a conclusion, how could I forget all of the awesome, cool kids that we met that are single-handedly keeping the Pokemon TCG community alive? Shout out Cody, shout out Kai, shout out Seb, shout out Charlie for just being the absolute coolest kids ever. And your passion for the Pokemon TCG will carry you throughout your entire life, I promise you. These kids are the absolute backbone of the future Pokemon TCG community. They're gonna be your next vendors, your next creators, your next world champions even. So definitely keep an eye on them. They know what they're doing, they know what they're talking about, and I wish them all the absolute best. The Pokemon TCG community is about uplifting each other, making sure these kids have a great time and know what the community is all about. And that is something that I really, really appreciate and hold close to my heart. Because I know that no matter how old we are or how old we get, Pokemon will always hold a very close place in all of our hearts. And to spread that joy and to spread that love is really just something you can't get in many other places. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed watching me and my adventures over in Tampa at Card Party 3, and hopefully I will see you guys there next year.